Back with an important update. Anti-India forces have again reared their head in Canada. Shocking viral videos show how Khalistanis clashed with the Indian community in Mississauga on the night of Diwali. Pro-Khalistani groups can be heard raising secessionist chants like Karega, Khalsa and Khalistan Jindabad. They raised anti-India chants as well, which Times Now has decided not to air. The Indian-Canadian community retorted by raising the Tiranga and chanting Jai Shree Ram instead. The local police thereafter can be seen trying to break up the brawl and confirm that 400 to 500 people clashed and one also sustained injuries. So far, however, no arrests have been made. But remember, in September, the Indian government had sent a notice to Indian Canadians to beware of the rising anti-India wave. First up, let's listen into the provocation and the videos coming to light. Let me quickly go across to Meghna to put these visuals in perspective for us. Meghna, unfortunately, all of this happening on the eve of Diwali, two groups clearly clashing. But what's worrisome is once again we saw pro-Khalistani and anti-India slogans being raised.
Absolutely, Kritsveen. Remember, it was only in September when the Indian government had sent out an advisory that there is a wave of anti-India activities which has happened, especially in Canada, and that the Indian Canadians should beware. Now, these visuals are coming in from Diwali night from one of the places called Mississauga in Canada. As you can see, there is a clear definition here that you can see. These are the Khalistani flags which have been raised. You just heard the pro-Khalistani slogans of Khalistan Jindabad, Karega, Khalsa. Those were the chants which were raised by these pro-Khalistani groups. On the other hand, the divide is very clear. On the other hand, you have the Indian community who had come out on that night to celebrate Diwali. They were also raising chants as well as holding up the Tiranga. They were chanting Jai Shree Ram, holding the Tiranga, also holding up the Bhagwa flags. Now, this is the clash which has happened. So far, the police have confirmed that close to 400 to 500 people were there. As you can see in these visuals, which Times Now cannot verify the authenticity of these videos. These videos have been going viral on social media, but these videos suggest that the police has also said it, and even the videos seem to be corroborating that close to 400 to 500 people were involved in this massive brawl, this massive clash which happened. Other videos also were shown. We are going to show you the video of the Tiranga. There you have it. You can see a couple of Indians up Tirangas as well. There is one here and there's another one here. So Tirangas were raised, and on the other hand you can see these yellow Khalistani flags as well. This is the kind of face-off which has happened. Another video that we are going to show for you will also show that there were Bhagwa flags also which were being raised. These are the chants which were being raised. As you can see, this is a scuffle. You can see the scuffle between them. You can see the people trying to hold back these two people. The Peel police, which is the local police of this county, has already confirmed that one person has been injured in this clash. So far, however, no arrests have been made. But these videos are very disturbing because openly in the midst of Canada, you can see Indian Tirangas now in a flag off against Khalistani flags. Who's really organizing these protests against India? You can see the police here trying to intervene and break off the brawl. This is the video which shows that the police had intervened. They have also put out a tweet saying that there was a clash between the two communities. But the larger question is there a conspiracy? How is it hundreds of people were brought to come in and also raise anti-India slogans? There are some chants, Kritsveen, that Times Now has taken a conscious decision not to air because they are very insightful in nature. Those chants were very insightful, and if there is going to be a proper probe, then perhaps the larger conspiracy of the alleged anti-India wave needs to be looked into.
Yes, if we were to go by that number, to 400 to 500, that's not a small number. Certainly hints at how this was all pre-planned. So reactions already trickling in. The BJP has come out to attack the Khalistani forces there, strongly condemning the incident, stating that international forces are trying to tarnish the image of the Sikh community. Listen in.
पंजाब के कुछ लोग हैं जिन्होंने सिक्की के नाम से चिट्ठियां बेची हैं और उनसे 5-5 लाख बटोरा है और कभी दीवारों पे लिखा दिया खालिस्तान। पंजाब में कोई खालिस्तान नहीं चाहता। जिनका व्यापार चल रहा है खालिस्तान के नाम से, वो लोगों बच्चों को गुमराह करके ऐसा करवा रहे हैं। अगर ये कनाडा में होता है तो वहाँ की कनाडा सरकार एक भारत विरोधी एजेंडा चला रही है और इसके गंभीर परिणाम निकलेंगे। मैं केंद्र सरकार से अपील करूंगा कि ये जो भारत विरोधी एजेंडा कनाडा में चलाया जा रहा है उस पर संज्ञान लें।
ऐसा है कि विदेशों में कुछ ऐसी मानसिकता है लोगों की जो सिख धर्म का बहुत बड़ा नुकसान करते हैं और इस देश में भी पनप रहे हैं वो। और मैं ये समझता हूँ कि हिंदू और सिख जो हैं, जब किसी से भी, गुरु नानक देव ने क्या कहा है, मानस की जात सब एक के पहचान वो, और वो आपसी प्रेम की बजाय ऐसे एलिमेंट हैं जो कड़वाहट पैदा करते हैं। मैं समझता हूँ ये बहुत बुरी बात है और ऐसे लोगों को डिस्करेज करना चाहिए, एलिमेंट्स को। कैनेडियन गवर्नमेंट को भी करना चाहिए, वो उनके लिए भी सरदर्दी बनेंगे आगे चल के। तो ये मानसिकता ही अच्छी नहीं है।
Let me go across to my colleague Pradeep Datta joining us live. Pradeep, now Canada in the past few months has seen a rise in anti-India activities led by those sympathetic to the creation of a separate Khalistani state. We've seen several such incidents come to light. Supporters of Khalistani state have also participated in vandalizing Hindu temples in several Canadian provinces, including the capital Toronto. Similar visuals now coming to light from yet another part of the country.
So one thing is quite clear, that anti-India lobby is spreading its tentacles in Canada and many other parts of Europe also. We saw that how Islamist radicals, they were targeting Hindus and also desecrating Hindu temples in Birmingham as well as Leicester. And the same thing is happening in Canada also. This is not first time when these Khalistani separatists have come out. If you look at this video, they clearly indicate that these protests were not spontaneous, but it was a well-planned protest because they were holding Khalistani flag, raising anti-India slogan. And we have seen that why this thing is because there is an invisible ISI hand, and the second thing is the lackadaisical approach of the Canadian government, because for the vote bank politics they are not taking any action against all these elements. Even after 2 days after this clash, not a single person has been arrested. What is stopping the Canadian government to act against them? That's one of the reasons that the Indian government in the month of August, for the second time in a year, they had issued an advisory asking Indians to be aware of the anti-India sentiment that is being fomented by these Khalistani elements. We already know what really happened in 1985 when Kanishka plane crashed, and that time also those Khalistani separatist elements who were responsible for the blast they were putting up in Canada. I think Canada has not learned from its mistake. Just only a few months back we saw that how the same Trudeau had to flee from Toronto, the same man who had been calling it a freedom of expression when the Kisan agitation was going on, trying to encourage them. He had to flee when all the trucks came honking towards the capital city of Canada. That time he had no other option but to flee from that area.
So it was in September, Pradeep, that the Indian government had issued a notice urging all Indians in Canada to remain vigilant in the wake of anti-India activities that are increasingly being witnessed in Canada. Concerning piece of news coming in. Thank you for joining us with those details.